Checking my mail. Gonna check my mail today. Oh, hey Pokemon Masters, welcome back to Every Pokémon Ever. I'm just, checking my mail. I used to go on grand, sweeping adventures, crossing regions, catching all the Pokemon, and now I'm at home. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Cody, due to your status as Grand Card Master, we are cordially inviting you to the TCG Championships in Seattle, Washington. I don't ever want to play the card game again. Although, it would be kind of fun to use those Imakuni cards. Maybe we go troll some people. And I also got a letter from Professor Oak. No! 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 No!
That's right. The Panel de Pon Puzzle Mania continues in this Johto-centric follow-up to what still remains the most strenuous Pokemon outing I have ever faced. And this is coming from the guy who unleashed all of the freaking Kanto Pokemon from behind their pinball prison. Come on! Did that little boy just pull the game out of pizza? What? For a recap, because it's been a hot minute since we talked puzzle things, a couple years ago, Professor Oak himself called to invite me to take part in the Puzzle League 64 Challenge, which I naively accepted after letting me know he got a voice role in the game, replacing my character likeness with... Oh, why? I got to work maneuvering these 3D Tetris boards to try and complete them and pass to the next level. After many grueling hours of my life that I would rather forget, I finally claimed the title of Puzzle Master, and also took over a spa to get a magical key, or something like that. The point is, my thumbs did things they had never done before, and I don't say that often. I then vowed to never, ever, ever return to the world of puzzledom. Did he think I would just forget the pain and agony? Well, it's been so long, I actually have kind of forgotten a little bit. We've done so much since then, and the professor promises in this letter that I will appreciate Puzzle Challenge more than that N64 monstrosity. I suppose I will need to boot up the game to see what he means. Chikorita? That's right. Much like her own personal adventure, this franchise has evolved to include the Johto Pokemon. Cyndaquil, Totodile, and even Pichu are here too, and seeing this pixelated Game Boy intro is very charming. Of course, Professor Oak is here as well, always putting himself in the spotlight. We might as well dive right into the tutorial. Panel de Pon, or Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, excuse me, is a tile match game where you try to create strings of 3 similar blocks or more to make them disappear. Your puzzle board is slowly rising, and if you don't complete any combos in time, it'll hit the top and you'll lose. Think of it like the garbage chute in Star Wars where the walls are closing in. To ensure that doesn't happen, the game tries to teach you the basic mechanics to not only match blocks in a combo, but also to create chains by using falling blocks in a separate combo. The more chains you achieve, the faster you can bask in Puzzle Master glory. Anyway, that's the gist of it. You can only move 2 tiles at a time, and there are several modes within this game to enjoy with different tasks. As a professor would say, wonderful! Let's begin. Marathon mode is a never-ending stream of blocks that you keep on playing until you lose. Seeing as how I'm just getting back into the swing of things, I think I'm gonna come back and do this later. Next we have Challenge Mode. Hey, that's the name of the game! They did the thing! It's our old pal, Professor Elm. Nice to see him incorporated here. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's doing okay. He explains that we will travel to puzzle courses based on the cities of Johto, featuring none other than the Johto gym leaders. Of course, the difficulty will raise slightly as we move along as well. First up for Violet City, we have Faulkner. What the fuck? You can see I have a roster of Pokemon to choose from. I will have to go with Cyndaquil, naturally. It doesn't matter which Pokemon you choose, there's no type advantages, etc. So pick whichever one's cry is less annoying. You have to listen to it the entire time. You'll notice the awesome music as well, which remixes the Gold and Silver soundtrack to make it more puzzly. It sounds amazing! So So you can see the opponent has an HP bar, and every time you get a combo or chain, your Pokemon will, quote, attack your enemy. Your goal in challenge mode is to deplete their HP to end the match. But watch out. There are big blocks that can fall from the sky called garbage. Oh, so that's why the back of the box says you want to bury your enemies in a sea of garbage. I did think that sounded kind of morbid, but I was just gonna go with it. Anyway, these big piles of garbage fall on top of your stack, and there's no way to get rid of it unless you perform a combo right next to them. And in challenge mode specifically, you'll sometimes come across these exclamation blocks called shock blocks. Really? Are they called shock blocks? Yes. Yes, they are. Anyway, you can perform a combo with these shock blocks to do ultimate damage. I mean, we're fighting a Pidgey here, so obviously this match isn't too difficult. Moving right along to Bugsy in Azalea Town. Man, the music is just so great. Pulling out a Kakuna, a Pokemon I honestly did not expect to see highlighted in any game ever. You also really have to appreciate the pixelated images you get to see when you went around. What fine pieces of art. Bravo, bravo. Whitney, of course, has to have her Miltank. She has to. Oh. Clefairy. You know, I'm kind of getting the impression that the developers just kind of chose whatever their first Pokemon is and threw it in here. Or maybe at the time of making this game, they didn't know the lasting effect Whitney's Miltank would have on the Pokemon community. We'll always remember Whitney's Miltank. Then Morty's up next. I don't really care for Morty, but the ghastly image down here is so cool! That's why it's over there on the side of the video. I like it! And then we have Jasmine. I still remember when I left Jasmine in that cave, all alone. Nothing but a Steelix to keep her company. Okay, Jasmine is definitely the most beautiful gym leader, hands down, is what I would say. But then there's Chug. Hubba hubba. That guy really needs to invest in a shirt. Although I really don't appreciate what his wife said about him on the beach that one time. But next up we have Price, that old guy with the ice Pokemon. And then of course, Claire, who was a total sore loser when we beat her at her gym. Getting a badge from her was like pulling teeth. We had to go on a whole quest into a dragon cave and have some old monks yell at her. But she came around eventually. And it looks like now she's a good sport about losing. Alright, and that's everything there is to do in challenge mode, is what I would say. But there are more difficulties that lie ahead, and by completing them, you can get different endings and things. So we gotta do it all over again. Just a little bit harder.
That's what she said!
Normal mode doesn't pose too much more of a challenge itself, but it does have a new feature or two. For one, we can start to unlock new characters by completing certain tasks. For example, during my intense battle with Falkner, I performed a 6-block combo. Then after the battle was over, I was approached by this gentleman, who was apparently watching me, and he asked me to fight his Pikachu. Okay. Upon defeat, he's just like, I don't want this Pikachu anymore, you have it, and runs away. Pikachu then appears in our roster of choosable Pokemon. There are many more Pokemon to unlock, but for now, let's skip over to Claire. I'm not going to make you watch all that again. After defeating Claire this time, it's revealed that there are still others. Holding back on me the first time, eh? I'm ready, Professor. Let's go. Ooh, I know where this is. Will! They put him in the game. Kind of crazy that the first time around I asked to do a tiny voice in the N64 version and Oak told me, no, Cody. I only, found all 151 Pokemon for the Pokedex, but Will just gets put in a game by dyeing his hair purple and waving his magic hands around? Sorry. His jinx is, And then our old acquaintances Koga and Bruno are both here. And of course, last but not least, Karen, whose phone number I still have saved in my Pokegear. That's a nice dress. After we strut our stuff for Karen, she says we could be better. Hey. And then the end credits play. We have to be done with challenge mode, right? Unfortunately, there's more to unlock. I'm not joking about this. We have to do hard mode to unlock even more. And I'm pulling my hair out at the moment, but we're just gonna do it. First, after the credits roll, it does tell us that on the record screen, if we hold select in A, it'll unlock a whole new section that includes data for combos and chains. I mean, I personally don't really care, but that's cool that we unlocked a new menu that wasn't there before. Now it's time to get hard. An enemy even more frightful than the Elite Four awaits. Who could that be? Along the hard path, you're gonna find it way easier if you've been practicing your combos and chains. Otherwise, these bouts drag on forever, and you might be buried under a sea of garbage. Who knows? Speaking of dragging on, during my battle with Morty, I lasted more than 4 minutes, which may not seem that difficult, but there's a balance between not winning and not dying. This cues a Pokefan to arrive and challenge me with her Pichu. Ah, cute little guy. And as you may guess, upon her defeat, Pichu joins our party. We can press onward through the gym leaders and Elite Four. Jeez, they aren't messing around anymore. Always happy to see Karen again. And she reveals, dun dun dun, I am now ready to take on the quote, champion, Lance, and his illegal level 50 Dragonite. I'm not one to stir up trouble, but am I not the champion? Maybe he means puzzle champion? But I am the one and only puzzle master. Let's go! Uh-oh. He's tough. Yeah, alright. And what do we get for all of our hard-earned work? We get to see credits again. Well, at least we're done with that for Are You Freaking Kidding Me? Super hard mode? I don't want to. Okay. As I'm forced to do better puzzling than ever before, I managed to pull off a chain of 4 combos, which will unlock a swimmer encounter after my battle with Whitney. While it's unfortunately not female swimmer Nikki. Yeah, I remember the sunscreen debacle. This man has a Meryl that I can steal. I mean, adopt. Yeah, adopt. I thought hard was hard enough, but now seeing these super hard courses, this took a lot more patience from me than I ever thought I had. You have to be quick and loose with your block flipping, and any move you make can be your last. And that music queuing up doesn't help at all, putting even more stress on you to make a mistake. But somehow, with all my might, I Tetrised my way through the herd to finally meet Lance once more. He is tough. He really, really is. Just look at that chin line. But if he hasn't learned by now, there can only be one true Pokemon master. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Phew. I can't believe there was a hidden mode on here. But now, we can finally say with certainty that we have... No, that's it. I quit. You know, I do a lot of things for this project, but I can't do anymore. There's no way. I'm not good at this. After some consideration, I think I will save intense mode for later, because I'm not going to beat it. I mean, I will try my very hardest, and I'm crying on the inside. Let's move on to the other modes for now. There's Time Mode, which is just as exciting as it sounds. First, though, you'll notice Igglybuff is down here with some other Poke Eggs. You can unlock this cute baby Pokemon by completing Challenge Mode on Easy, something we did eons ago. But the baby Pokemon other than Pichu are only available for play on certain modes. Let's return to discussing Time Mode. Just as the name implies, you'll have a set time to get as high of a score as possible. The clock starts at 2 minutes, and we already know that this is not going to go well for me. This Jigglypuff down here is freaking me out. What is she counting? We get a whopping 570. Oh? Only 30 less than Nishihara. I can live with that. Next up is Line Clear Mode. You play a puzzle board, working hard to clear pieces until you fall below a flashing line. Yeah, if that gives you PTSD to our Puzzle League adventure, same. But at least this time it's a 2D surface instead of that cylinder of doom. Not only that, but we are treated to some exceptional pixel art pieces of the Johto Gym leaders. And behind the leaders, these phenomenal backgrounds. It's amazing to see the Johto region in a new lens. As far as this puzzle mode goes, the artworks are so rewarding that I almost don't care about playing this grueling game. Almost. Is that hole in the ground supposed to be Slowpoke Well? I never pictured it like that before. And also the red radio tower. I like that look. Morty tells us that he is special and not to worry about how tough his stage is going to be. Pretty full of confidence, isn't he? Oh wow, a speed of 40. No wonder. Yep. Missed it. Darn. But we get to move on anyway. And, oh, Jasmine. Yeah. Anyway, we work our way through to the last battle with Claire. Oh, Claire though. Hubba hubba. After barely pulling through, we are finally masters of the line clear mode. And this credits ending is much improved. I think I'm just gonna put Jasmine down here in the video for good luck. Why not? So we learn here that by pressing select and A on the options menu, we can expand our options. In the options menu, we can view a gallery full of all the game endings and those nice gym leader arts. As well as see our horrible stats for specific Pokemon we've been battling with. And in our expansion pack, we can find garbage limits and more stuff. Okay! So now we should probably hit a puzzle mode, I guess? This mode is akin to the school classes of Puzzle Village, where we're given a puzzle setup and a certain number of turns to solve it in. Only this time, we don't get a diploma. Thank you very much. Professor Oak eggs us on to complete 10 courses in each level. The big number over here is how many allowed moves you can make. You can also see that little star with a number by it. That's the number of hints we're allowed. You can only use one per course if you're having trouble getting started. After completing 8 courses on a level, the next section is opened up as Professor Oak breaks the floor? This leaves you feeling like the 9th and 10th courses are optional, but we're gonna do them anyway. Of course we are! I'm gonna blast through some puzzles here. Cue the montage! Round 1! You'll notice each level we unlock a secret picture of one of the baby Pokemon. Again, this isn't how you actually unlock them, but we'll get to that in a bit. Round 2! Round 3. Using a hint. This may be the lamest time, but I need help. Oh, yeah, okay. We're only halfway done. Are you kidding me? Round 4. Round 5. Round 6. You see that number 1 in the clock? That doesn't mean anything good. That signifies that the timer went so high, they had to put the hour mark in the clock. If you see this clock number here, that means you suck. Like me. Just kidding. But man, this is taking a while. I could use some food. Round 7? Level 7 is something else. These are not for puzzle newbies. After the mundane credit sequence runs again, we get this super cool finished picture of the babies. And right on the control. What? I'm seriously going to pull my hair out. Are you guys okay if I'm bald from now on? I mostly wear a hat anyway. I could glue some horsehair to that sticky outy part of my head. Apparently the professor is sharing a secret, harder star section to puzzle mode. I am going to cry. As an actor, I normally fake it, but my heart is crying inside my body, right now. There! What do we get for our long endeavors? The same congratulations screen, but red this time! Oh man. And there is no secret third section. Thank God. As you might be able to tell, we're still missing a handful of characters, so I'm going to explain how we can get them. Let's head back to the gym challenge mode. Remember, we need to be playing at a difficulty of normal or higher. Togepi is possibly the easiest in my opinion, so let's set this up. To trigger his trainer, we need to simply get a combo of 10 or higher. One way to achieve this, you can try to set up the 5-block combo for 2 types of blocks right next to each other, then switch out the middle ones. Easier said than done, but doing so will get you an interaction with a Pokefan willing to share his sweet little egglet. Booyah! Now as for the last 2, these ones were the bane of my existence. For Sentret, you'll need a chain of 7 combos. As you can tell from watching this episode, chains are not my strong suit. And I even get excited when I get 2 in a row. But to get 7, I would need absolute pure luck. Which I finally got after playing around here, doing a battle with the beauty for this beloved little Tanukimon. And don't worry, I saved the best for last. Bellossom. I'm not fast, but I'm gonna have to be. I hate to drum out the random luck explanation again, but to get Bellossom, you need to beat a gym leader in 25 seconds. Yeah, you heard that right. Normal level gym leader, 25 seconds. If it sounds impossible, that's because it is. A lot of cards will have to line up for you to complete this mountain of a task, but maybe, just maybe, after hours of playing, there will be a perfect block setup that will work to your advantage. Now look at that roster. Incredible. But still, we are missing a couple of Pokemon. And the egg Pokemon are rather mysterious. To this very day, there isn't really a clear and concise explanation on how their hatching mechanics work. An in-game hint says, play all the modes to hatch them quickly, leading most to believe that you have to master the different modes of the game, and have had played for a substantial amount of time. Right at this moment, I'm seeing that I have Elekid unlocked, so I can assume he was hatched as a prize for defeating puzzle mode, since I didn't see him beforehand. And my playtime is 8 hours? What? What time is it? Ay. Anyway, that leaves Cleffa and Magby left to hatch, and they are unfortunately tied behind a horrible task. The other mode we have on the main menu is Garbage, which essentially is like Marathon mode where you try to last as long as you can, but with garbage. You. So we started with Marathon before really re-perfecting our puzzle skills, but now after all of this, we have to go for the ultimate score of 100,000. That is 99,999. But the counter only goes up to 5 digits. So strap yourselves in for this challenge. And remember, maybe take it a little slow at first. After all, your speed will keep rising the more you do, and you need this to last a long, long time. You don't want to fumble halfway through, or you may go through a period of Great Depression. Also see that they added a 6th variety of block, a dark blue down arrow, not to be confused with the light blue up arrow. Out of all the shapes, we chose to spin one. Could have done a spade or something. Nah. So after tacking on a few more hours of playtime, I finally cleared through both Marathon and Garbage mode, and was able to hatch Cleffa and Magby respectively. And just like that, we have all of the Pokemon available in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. What an accomplishment. Let's just show Magby off a little bit. After all, he did take forever to unlock. This also unleashes the blistering speed option. If you press left, A, B, and up when Pikachu smiles on the intro screen, you'll find that by setting your speed to 99, it actually goes faster than it did before. Why in the world would anybody do this? Who out there is playing at a speed of 99 and saying, this is too slow for me. I wish it was faster. Nobody! Nobody! But if that's not enough, we also unlock the frightful speed option. If instead you press B, A, and left twice when Pikachu smiles, this game will now go so fast that no one can play it. This is garbage. Literally. Anyway. Beyond all of that, there's two-player mode. You and a friend, or yourself.
Hey, so, I have this puzzle game. No.
You can sync up two Game Boys and have it out in an all-out puzzle brawl. Well, that was exciting. Now I can say with semi-confidence that I've actually completed everything in this game. Oh yeah. Okay, let's do it. No. That's not to say there isn't a little bit more we can do here. By traveling over to the official site, we're met with not only a stunning changing wallpaper showcasing the Pokemon in this fast-paced game, but also a flash game titled Pokemon Puzzle Challenge Online Challenge. Yeah. This is nothing like the actual game, but instead we'll have a Pokemon's name pop up next to a timer. The flash game includes multiple difficulties, and I would say this should be easy. After all, we collected all of these Pokemon on our journey and know how they look, inside and out. But Sugimori's beautiful watercolor aesthetic paired on these backgrounds actually makes this a surprisingly tough challenge, especially under the pressure of the clock. If you haven't studied these exact poses, you may lose one of the Pokemon in the fray, and if you lose one, you don't pass. Eventually, I come through and land myself another awesome printable certificate to add to my ever-growing collection. Score! And finally, we can't end this adventure without mentioning the hidden Panel de Pon Easter egg within the game. From the start menu, you can input a series of button presses. I don't know why you would accidentally do this by yourself, but press up twice, right 4 times, down once, left 10 times, up 4 times, right once, down 6 times, and then B. This will display a menu saying that this game can only be played on a Game Boy Color. And if we by happenstance press A 24 times until it beeps, yep, and then B 24 times until it beeps again, we enter what looks like an incomplete base game of Panel de Pon, complete with characters and music. No one was meant to see these remnants, but I find it fascinating that it still exists within the game's files. And that, I'm 90% sure, is a complete rundown of Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I see why Professor Oak wanted me to play this. The first game, while an amazing stylistic feat in its own right, was heavily based on the anime interpretation of Pokemon, while this title focuses more on the factual story taking place during our Johto adventure. It brought forth some beautiful artwork, music, and most importantly, a swashbuckling leading man will lead us through the sea of garbage to master the Grand Puzzle Challenge. If you think this is just another Game Boy title, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you give this a spin and try to complete everything this game has to offer.
This is actually a pretty fun game to play. We're gonna end this video with a blast from the past. As always, Pokemon Masters, I hope you stay awesome, and I'll see you next time.
You've been such a good friend. I've known you since I don't know when. You got a lot of friends, but they come and go. No, and even though we never said it, there's something that the two of us both know. Together forever, no matter how long. together, and you can be sure forever and a day. That's how long we'll stay together and forevermore. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh.
Thumbs. Will? Yeah, hey, I played the game and I saw they put you in it. How'd you pull that off? They put you in without you even asking? Congratulations.
Every Pokemon Ever is 100% non-profit, by the fans for the fans, but there is a way that you can help out. We're supporting St. Jude Children's Hospital. Donate today and help end childhood cancer.